9-bit.
2012 has been a great year for gaming, especially for indie gaming. We've seen plenty of changes happen within the industry, and with the year almost over, one of our favorite online retailers, namely Steam, is going to be holding a great winter sale that starts on December 20th. Here are 12 games from 2012 that you do not want to miss. First up on our list is Dust Force. Now this is one of the most unique platformers I've ever seen. You play as a heroic janitor sweeping away the dust and filth of the world. It's got fast-paced gameplay, kind of reminiscent of Super Meat Boy with bouncing off of walls and such. However, it's got a bit more combat to it. You get to fight animals that are infected by the dust, filth, grime world, and you pretty much rescue them. They're being controlled, however, once you sweep away the filth from off them, they become cuter, fuzzier, friendlier. It's a very unique game. I absolutely recommend giving it a shot. Number 2 on our list is To the Moon. Now, it tells one of my favorite stories ever. It's one of my favorite games of all time. I strongly recommend you pick it up, even if it doesn't go on sale. It's laid out like an old-fashioned 16-bit RPG, mixed with elements of point-and-click adventure gaming. Now, it tells a story about 2 scientists who go through people's minds as they're about to die and grant them their last wish. Now, I don't want to give away too much about the story, but it's absolutely beautiful. I strongly recommend you pick up To the Moon. Number 3 on our list, Cortex Command, is a pretty interesting game with a few issues. It's a bit imbalanced and can be pretty difficult to control sometimes, but if you're willing to overlook that, the game is a fascinating mix of platformer and real-time strategy with some occasional sandbox elements. Now, there's a huge community and plenty of support for Cortex Command with a ton of mods, so please, give this game a shot. Number 4 on our list is A Virus Named Tom. Now, A Virus Named Tom is about a mad scientist named Dr. X and his virus, Tom. Dr. X was a reject among the scientists, unfortunately. He created lame stuff. So to exact his revenge on the industry he was once a part of, he created Tom, the virus. Now this Tom invades electronics, from robot dogs to teleporters. The game's top-down puzzler requires quite a bit of wit. Having good reflexes doesn't hurt either. Now, it's absolutely worth checking out. The game's got a great sense of humor, tons of gameplay, and online co-op, in addition to a versus mode. You absolutely need to give Tom a shot. It is tons of fun. Number 5 on our list is a game that's already made quite a splash on the XBLA. Castle Crashers. It's a fun little platformer slash beat-em-up, kinda like Streets of Rage. You beat up some monsters, save the princesses, and have a wacky wild time. Now, the game's sense of humor is kinda reminiscent of Earthworm Jim, so if you enjoy a game like that, you're definitely gonna want to pick up Castle Crashers. Now, even though it's a few years old, it came to Steam very recently this year, so I absolutely recommend at least giving it a look, especially if you like that genre of game. We are now halfway through the list, and our next game is Legend of Grimrock. Now, this game is currently part of Humble Indie Bundle number 7 as a Beat the Average bonus, and it's one of the best indie games of 2012. Remember the old days of dungeon crawling? Grimrock's a first-person grid-based dungeon crawler that puts you right back in those good old days of Ultima and such. You're in charge of 4 prisoners who are sent to the pit of Mount Grimrock. After being thrown into the pit, their crimes against the king, whatever they were, will be absolved. The problem? Nobody has ever made it out of the pit. If you're an RPG fan, if you like dungeon crawling, you are definitely going to want to check out Grimrock. Next up on our list is Awesomenauts. Now, Awesomenauts is a 2D MOBA, kind of like a platformer version of Dota or League of Legends, if you're familiar with those. And it has a very interesting aesthetic and awesome, insane heroes. Now, there's a strong online community and plenty of content. The game's Mac release has recently occurred, so if you're into MOBA-type games, if you're on PC or Mac, you're definitely going to want to take a look at Awesomenauts. It's a nice spin on the genre. Next on our list is Faster Than Light. Now, Faster Than Light is one of the best received indies of this year, and with good reason. Have you ever wanted to run a spaceship kind of like the Enterprise, but Realized you are a few $100 billion short? Don't despair. Just grab faster than light. Your ship is carrying valuable data, and your goal is to escape the rebel fleet that's coming after you. You make jumps through space at speeds faster than light, therefore the name, and you'll have no idea what's ahead of you. It could be an asteroid field or something worse. Now, I tell you more, but for the sake of time, I'm just going to recommend that you give this game a look. It's unique, it's fun, it's a Trekkie's dream come true. That's also a pretty interesting take on a roguelike genre, but that's a discussion for another day. Number 9, Miner Wars 2081. Now, I have been waiting a very long time for this game to come out, and at long last, it's here. Miner Wars 2081 is a multifaceted 6 Degrees of Freedom game in the same league as games like Descent or Wing Commander, but with a mining-oriented twist. You've got a great little mining ship, and the galaxy is in shambles after a catastrophic astral event. There's 31 missions to experience, and although I haven't played this game yet, it's on my to-do list. I'll probably be picking it up during the sale. It did receive some mixed reception for setting its own bar too high, so you may want to proceed with caution, but if you think it's your kind of game, give it a look. You may be pleasantly surprised. Number 10 on our list is another beautiful, unique platformer known as Waking Mars. Now, in Waking Mars, you play as an astronaut who's headed to Mars, and he's starting a garden. It's a very different game, but it's a ton of fun. The characters are pretty interesting, the dialogue is witty, and it's absolutely worth picking up. I really love the art direction, so graphically, it's very sound. Now, if you're looking for a platformer that's like nothing you've ever played before, you need to pick up Waking Mars. If you're looking for some adorable, lighthearted fun, you're going to want to take a look at Offspring Fling. Now, you play as an adorable rabbit-like creature that's misplaced her offspring, and she's on a mission to find them all. It's a puzzle platformer full of charm. It'll bring a smile to your face and an odd, fuzzy warmth into your heart. You might not be used to this odd, fuzzy warmth, but please rest assured, it is absolutely normal.
It's 16-bit and the latest graphical adventure to use Flashbug technology. Link yourself to Steam or offspringfilm.com to start your adventure today. Now, you're playing with Coleman.
Well, we've reached our final game, Gateways. Now, Gateways is a challenging little puzzle platformer from Smudge Cat Games. Now, you play as Ed, the scientist who created the Gateway gun. It's a neat invention that unfolds in time and space. The best way to describe this game is as a cross between the brilliant 2D platforming of Metroid and the dimension hopping of Portal. Now, it is a pretty tough game, so bring your cerebral cortex, but if you're up for a challenge, you'll absolutely want to pick this game up during the great Steam sale as well. Special thanks to Prominence for the song Slake.